switching over towards playing that. Very good at clearing out Arsenal, making use of the soft flooring inside of the hallway and inside the kitchen. But you're then going to try and make a plan stick. It's good for trying to make sure the hatch definitely gets opened up, but you have to pair that up with some other elements here, and Leon looks to be that other element, moving over potentially to playing on the Monty, and this should be a push coming in through dirt from him.
You would expect so, and that is where we would usually see Leon on the shield playing in from. It's going to be a little bit easier, given that the Goyo canisters are gone as well. Might be difficult to defend against. It's going to come down to Souls on the smoke to try and prevent that push coming through. Deepak, for the time being, going to be moving in through the strip side of things. He's on the fuse, and we've seen this a few times. The fuse is brought along to try and support the push in kitchen, so he's going to try and get himself established in there. He'll use those fuse charges just to keep anybody away from the underneath whilst the hatch is being opened up, clear out any utility at the same time.
It looks here to be dirt, a big focus. There are 3 players currently hovering around it, but Cyber and Souls are coming up so aggressively against it. They're almost saying if you want this open, you're really going to have to fight for it. As nades come raining on through, the electric door is taken off the wall as well, and now things can finally get opened up with FaZe in full retreat.
Cyber is in there as well, just trying to support Souls in holding on to this, but it's not going to be easy when Leon gets in. It's going to be a case of burning time, but probably not burning lives. But Kanto, if he's going to push in behind him, just needs to be careful. Sometimes we see people overextend, trying to take shots around the side of the shield and just lose their lives as they do so. Leon continuing to push, making sure there's no utility that's going to cause him a problem as he goes. And elsewhere in the map, we can see FaZe now pretty much completely refined to sight.
Speaking of FaZe, one thing worth raising is obviously they won the Sweden Major back in November. They know what it's like to be in a grand final. They know the pressure that sits on it all too well. For Rogue, maybe a bit less so. Kanto, the only one that's really been here before. You can't ignore that after 5 maps. You will be feeling exhausted. It's a very high adrenaline, 4, 5, 6 hours that you're playing Siege. I'm not saying that Rogue are tired just yet, but you may well start to see forced errors coming out, or unforced errors, sorry, coming out a little bit more from Rogue.
Like you say, you know, there are players there, Spike, Deepak, with limited experience of this environment. Now then, nades are going to start coming in to support the push. We can see the fuse charges going off, just allowing that kitchen hatch to be open. They're in position here to possibly do this. Nitro is going to take a lot of damage off Spike. He was down to about 2 HP, but manages to juice himself back up. Leon still looking good on the Monty, though, and that is the main thing for Rogue right now.
Crying's looking for a bit of a backstab here down blue. It's not really a backstab, but it's definitely pressure coming in. Player sat on the other side of that. I don't think the Magnet's going to pull that nade over his head, but it looked like it might do for a couple of seconds.
Just trying to work the vertical at the same time. 35 seconds. Normally we'd be saying it's time to start pushing, but it's not the end of the world here on Church and Arsenal. There's plenty of time, but Bullet Cyber, they managed to do some big work for FaZe. Here comes Crying, but doesn't know about Souls hiding behind the generator. And that now leaves us in a 1v4 for Deepak. 20 seconds left to go. He doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the position, really, to be able to find these kills. He almost gets one into corridor, but that is going to be just about all he gets offered, because FaZe know where he is now. They don't need to keep peeking this. They choose to, though. They peek together and they find the final kill.
Solid round 2 coming out from FaZe again, just holding the side of Rogue at bay, who maybe aren't as sharp on attack as they might otherwise be. Curious to see what site they go to next as well, because some teams have started stepping away from Cash and CC. Gym and bedroom being the more prioritised site, and Cash CC, if nothing else, turns into the off-site. I believe that was the case of Rogue the other day, who avoided bar and stage altogether. But at least here in round 3, Cash and CC is going to be where we head to.
Our Latam supporters up on the balcony, very happy at the minute with what they are saying. This is, of course, our deciding map. Let's not forget that. As if anybody could, the winner here takes the whole thing, Des. The Berlin Major, the title, the cash prize, everything is theirs. The SI points. It will all be up for grabs, and it's 2-0 to FaZe on the scoreboard at the minute, and Rogue looking a little bit sluggish coming into this.
They are. Like I say, you might start to see them getting worn on a little bit here as we get through to it. Nowhere near as sharp as they would have been back in map 1. My question mark still comes over once again towards Spoit. I don't want to put all the pressure on a player that's at his first grand final ever. To even get here is an enormous achievement in itself. But they need him most now, more than ever at any point throughout the competition. We've got to see him come online and start going big. You can't just look towards Crying here to be your saviour. You need a bit more than that to really get through a grand final.
You certainly do. Cameraman going to be placing the mirror out on the bathroom wall, looking towards hot tub. Now, interestingly, they've got half of that wall soft as well, which is going to make it really perilous to be approaching to try and breach. They are in CCTV and cash, but they're just looking to prevent that master bedroom-sided push. The extra reinforcements that it takes to do that leave the bottom of garage soft, so it might be a bit easier for them to clear out catwalk.
Like I left half of this soft as well to be able to challenge through on towards Jacuzzi. Just give an extra thing to think about. Sure, the wall's half soft, but that means impact nades can fly through. It means you can be swung on. You can't get too cozy out on that Jacuzzi balcony. For Rogue, as you say, starting things off for now, at least looking in towards Garage, in towards East Breach, rather than worrying about construction. For FaZe, they've got 2 or 3 players hanging out towards that side of the map. So at some point, they'll have to rotate them back over towards site itself to be able to challenge into the areas where Rogue are feeling an attack should come from.
Nade comes up from Spoit. It is going to take a little bit of damage onto Souls, but not enough. Deepek manages to find a kill onto Bullet, but Astro is there to take down Spoit. That's the thinker gone, and potentially a second nade that was in pocket. I'm not sure if he'd released it or not, but Deepek, he steps up. He's having a huge day in this grand final for Rogue, and that brings us back to 4v3, 4v2, as Leon manages to find Souls, and Rogue get themselves rolling here on Clubhouse.
They have sight, but no diffuser, and Cameraman's worked his way around the smoke. He could land a massive 2K here if they're not careful. This could really, really sting. I think Crying knows that he's inside of sight. Leon starting to drone his way through as well. Wants one to come up red stairs, I imagine, to give a bit of support. Surely, boys, you don't give away a 4v2. They find one, but it turns out to be a trade. Astro on red stairs. Leon has made the cross, and Crying finds the close. Rogue get themselves started on Clubhouse.
Kanto really pushing his luck on the garage stairs there, almost taken down by Cameraman, but the distance just making it difficult to control that Vector's recoil, which can be a little bit wild at times, and the crowd really is getting behind Rogue now. Every opportunity they get, Rogue taking themselves their first round here on Clubhouse, but FaZe now able to rotate back through the sites they've already won.
That's exactly the problem, right? And this could be where, on the attacking side for Rogue, you look at that tactical timeout and say, right, boys, what went wrong? What can we fix? But I think they know it's those late round moments where, one, they're trying to actually pull off an execute that is just being completely shut down. Whether that's down to the superior skill coming out of FaZe or down to things crumbling at the hands of C4s like Monty and Spoit pushing in through dirt itself. Or if it's coming down to the early rounds where FaZe are giving you just far too much work to do. All those things are kind of contributed towards that first half, in my ball, the first half of the first half, otherwise known as the first quarter. It is that bar and stage setup once again. Rogue were in a commanding position here last time, but choked it towards the end. They've got to play that end of round better, but the first half was golden.
It's going to be bar and stage once again for FaZe. They are taking the same rotation. The thing is here, I think there's a real opportunity for Rogue Des. Last time they attacked onto this site, they got top floor control, absolutely no problem whatsoever. They were able to lock that down. The problem was that they gave it back to FaZe. That was the big issue. If Rogue can come in here and do the same thing, but learn that lesson and adapt, don't give it back to FaZe, don't allow them to get back on top of you, then maybe it's a win for Rogue.
I love the crowd. A lot of us all in good spirit and they chant for each other afterwards anyway.
They applaud each other usually afterwards.
Not this time. It's getting serious
it's getting
now.
A bit serious now.
A little bit ropey. All right. In the bin. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll find out if Leon puts them in the bin. Maybe a few more kills to be found in the round before they will truly end up in the trash can. Kanto and Spoit, they're looking together here to square up, and nice and fast. Spoit is looking for that to be opened up and take a gunfight, but there is no one inside of construction to meet him. It's Cameraman playing in secret up towards Logi instead that he's probably worried about. The rest of FaZe, all for now at least, gathered out towards red stairs.
Spoit once again working on those windows. Exactly the same as we saw last time around. Deepek was able to pick himself up a cheap kill onto Bullet in CCTV, but this time Bullet, he's not getting carried away. He's learned his lesson and he's going to be keeping himself a little bit safer. Spoit doesn't have, again, the same support, I don't think. Deepek at this point has moved away. He's on the hot tub wall and having to push his angle from there. Spoit going to gun down through the soft wall. Can't find anybody at all, but the top floor clearance has begun and it's looking pretty good for Rogue. They've pretty much got themselves construction.
They've got to find some kills here, though, Tim, is the problem. We're over halfway through the round, and really, sure, they've got that top floor control, but site itself is still secure. Brian starts it out by finding one of Gon 6 onto this bathroom. Will open things up, and Cameraman is coming in for a swing. Does Spoit see him? Drone gets taken out, and he's more than aware of exactly what's coming.
Spoit's just going to dump a nade down those main stairs there, try and, again, prevent anybody from pushing up behind that smoke canister. And that's not bad, actually. There's 2 toxic babes that have been used, and there's still a minute left on the board. That is going to just reduce Cameraman's ability to stop that final push coming through. He's actually used the 3rd earlier in the round as well, so 0 utility left there. And there's an attempted run out, but Kanto knows it's coming, and he shuts down Cyber.
That's a good start for Rogue. Again, a good round advantage. I'll keep on saying it till I'm blue in the face, so they've got to close.
What a shot!
Finding Astro is definitely a way to do that. Cameraman and Bullet left alive, but they clutched up with 2 players remaining last time around. Surely they don't lose this one. Cameraman falls down and Bullet's the last left alive. He's got the vertical angle. Surely he can't play spoiler with just 20 seconds left on the clock. That plant will get finished off, and now Rogue have got the post plant.
This is far too much for Bullet to do now. He only has to work his way back downstairs and start finding kills. That's his only hope at this point. The challenge comes in on the top floor. It's Kanto to close him down, and that's going to be a flawless round to Rogue to tie us up 2-2. And late in the night here in Berlin, Rogue are waking up once again.
Do they catch that second win, Tim? It seems to be running through their veins right now. Kanto, big round. Deepex already had one throughout the game, crying. Consistent as ever, just round after round, finding himself contributing towards their kill count. 2 more rounds to go on the attack before we see that side switch. And Rogue in a great position. Filthy shot.
Absolutely. What we love to see in a final. And we're going to move on now to round 5. It's going to be down in Church and Arsenal. We saw this one won as well by FaZe back in round 2. It was a bit of a push down dirt tunnel from the Monty. Didn't really pay off, never got any advantage down there. They got shut down in blue. Everything they tried really was closed out. I think this time we're going to see a more textbook take coming in from Rogue. It's going to be top down. Oh, I say that, but the late lineup change comes in, and it looks like they're doubling down, does.
Full shift over, yep. Fuse coming back in once again. Crimey taking that backstab down blue with the Nook, with Leon probably supported by Spoit coming down through dirt. Of course, you've got to be wary about potential C4s coming out. Impacts potentially to deny away any hard breach coming in. They have got 4 gadgets on side, so if they commit enough, they can most definitely get it opened up. But I'd be so fearful about playing around those 3 C4s in the back pocket, and there we go. Welcome to Clubhouse, Spoit and Opener onto Bullet.
Exactly at the right time for Rogue. 30 seconds into the round, they now have the advantage. As I said, maybe a bit of a textbook take. Get in there and clear out those roamers. Spoit has given them a little bit of breathing space here, and it is going to play into them pushing down dirt tunnel, because now they've got that man advantage to go down there. They can still keep working the rest of the map. At the minute, it looks like Leon is on his own. He may be pushing dirt as a solo push with a lot of work going elsewhere around the map.
Well, he knows what's waiting for him, and I think that may well change up his game plan in terms of who pushes down there with him, or whether or not he pushes at all. But the best thing is, by pushing the Monty in so early, you're going to force Souls to start chunking through those smoke canisters to try and keep the Monty at bay. He still keeps going. He'll draw out a second here, and he wants to fight. Almost finds the man, but Souls wins that 1 versus 1.
Big gamble for Leon there, and it's not paid off this time. He could have just continued in his same vein and just burning out those toxic babe canisters with a little bit more patience, but no, they've given up the man advantage now. 4 versus 4, and work is starting on the kitchen hatch and the kitchen ceiling, just trying to bring it all down so they can prevent anybody from denying these hard breach charges when they come in.
Look at that from Leon for a second as well. I think if he kept on marching forwards, he was no doubt baiting up more of those smokes, and may well have just found himself trapped between 2 and going down to the smokes. I don't blame him for going for the fight, but it's that coordination with the rest of the team there that really you're trying to look for. Deepak here hoping this hatch up as well. Looking to give themselves control inside the kitchen. It's Cyber, though, holding down behind Stack, who's ready for that backstab I keep on talking about. See, he's crying, but in comes the nade, and Cyber's taken down to 5 HP.
He needs to count his lucky stars that he's still alive after that one. Absolute fraction of HP remaining, but at the minute, Rogue have got control of the map. They've started to soften up site. FaZe are just hoping and holding onto angles. Cyber low health, Souls low health, and the push you know is going to come in the next 15 to 20 seconds. The first 2 gunfights are going to be particularly important. If they go in the direction of Rogue, you can forget about the rest of the round. Kanto, he takes down Cameraman, one of the full health operators. That's about as good as it gets for Rogue as Cryan finds Astro, and the push continues.
They're trying to go for the plant now as well. Cyber's trying to get a flank on with Soul stepping across. He might get an angle on towards Deepak here, but he's the last one left standing. Spoit gets the 2, and Rogue are up 3
for the first time here on Clubhouse, for the first time on Map 5. And I dare say, Des, for the first time in the Berlin Major Grand Final, Rogue are in the lead.
Fully and completely. In terms of map count and round count combined, yes. They are starting to open up that gap. However, Tim, again, I'll say it as I always do, wait for that second half. It can change things drastically. Church and Arsenal going to be FaZe's last defense. If Rogue take the 4-2 here, they're really on to something special. And FaZe pulling out an old classic here, Tim. The SSG Rome, as it was named for so long. We're seeing the Mute, the Mozzie, the Vigil. All three coming along, and up on what you'll see is the Mute and the Mozzie up on the top floor. You'll have the Vigil playing on the ground floor, playing around bar, normally supported by a castle, but there is no castle in this lineup. Instead, there is the Melusi with those Banshees and the Legion with the Green Mines.
FaZe, as you say, knowing that they need to do something different here, Des. They need to mix it up. They can't rely on sitting inside a site like that, especially when Rogue are starting to find their shots, which is what we've just seen. Round 6 then. The top floor is going to be a pivotal part of this map and round. Rogue need to go in, need to get kills, need to clear them out, but they're going to be doing a lot of that work practically blindfold.
They can't stop. It's constant. Rogue on a fast push in here, but crying, put in the dirt by Cyber pretty much immediately now. Spoit is the one looking off towards a challenge, comes on for one, finds second as well with Deepet. They have dispatched the Romans that were sat inside a lounge, and with that level of control, a very early start. Deepet now working his way down through oil as well. Will he be able to find a second, as you've got Kanto and Leon both looking to work their way through? Dirt now backing out last second, actually. Looks like a change of tack for Rogue.
And I don't blame them, to be honest. I think they were... Sometimes you can get a little bit carried away. You get a couple of kills and it's like, right, keep going, keep going. There's 2 minutes 15 left in this round. There is an age of time. They've got drones, they've got utility. They can wait, they can bide their time, they can play it patient until they've got a better opportunity. Yes, sometimes the rushes will work, but if they've got a little bit of a feel in there, if something in their gut has told them this isn't the time, it is best to back away and try again. Almost losing a life there. Deepek with an impact nade going off under his feet, but the fact that Bullet had the impact in hand was the thing that kept him alive.
They had 6 impacts on site. They've still got 2 remaining here. With the right rotation, FaZe could deny this kitchen hatch being opened up, but Leon, with 1 hard breach in back pocket, at least for now, has stepped away temporarily. They want to make sure this next one absolutely connects and then get away with it. Souls not in a position to be able to challenge that hatch either, so if they really do want kitchen hatch, it's theirs for the taking. Bullet almost going down, but there we go.
Perfect play from Rogue as they just bait Bullet into that challenge. Headshot from Deepek, and this is falling apart quickly for FaZe as Kanto cleans out the rest of the round, and that is going to be Rogue with a 4-2 advantage at the half.
Oh, Tim, I'm feeling it now. I've been feeling it for a while, but now it's really building up in my chest. A 4-2 half on attack. It's wonderful on Clubhouse. Now they've got to make it work on the defense.
I really cannot overstate the volume of the crowd at the minute here in Berlin, firmly behind the EU team, as you would expect. And every time FaZe get a kill, it seems to subdue them, but never for long. As soon as that next Rogue kill comes in, they are back on their feet and back at it, just like Rogue themselves.
Always temporary, Tim, always temporary. This first round is going to be a big teller for me about what we can expect. If FaZe come out and absolutely slap Rogue silly, this could end up pretty sour.
This is huge for Rogue in terms of the grand final and the trajectory of this matchup. They get 5-2 now. It's within touching distance.
I feel for the boys. I feel for all of them up on that stage. Not a level of pressure I think I'll be able to survive under Tim, but this is what it comes down to. 3 rounds for Rogue. FaZe have got a mountain to climb. Didn't use their time out, I don't believe, throughout that, Tim, so have the option to have that conversation still in the second half if things aren't going according to plan.
They'll be holding on to it. The thing is, I can tell you now, a 4-2 half is not going to rattle FaZe. FaZe are not going to be sat there worrying about this. They're focusing 1 round at a time. All that is in their mind right now is round 7. They don't care about the volume of the crowd. They don't care about what's gone on in the last 6 rounds. They're just looking to close this out because this is a really pivotal round. If FaZe get this straight away on the attack, they send a message and they are back within 1 round. games are won and lost from 4-2 up and down all the time. This is not a problem for FaZe yet.
Not yet. Yet is that big answer I'm looking for, Tim, or the big word in that sentence. Leon taking a bit of chip damage from Bullet as he comes forcing his way up, but he's dropped down there. Down inside the blue as well and finished off. Leon is spotted fine too. Soul steps in there and gets one back. Cameraman a second into the 3 versus 3. Astro charges his way inside of sight here as Cameraman finds yet another. It's down to Leon and Cryin to hold on.
Astro's getting the diffuser down. This is about to get even more difficulty. Turn that difficulty level up to max as Souls gets the kill onto Leon. And now it's a 1 versus 3 for Cryin with the diffuser down. 32 seconds to make something happen. Can't find his shots and Cameraman shuts him down on the main stairs.
It started well, but they only managed to hold off a couple of the FaZe players. The other 3 that managed to get in sight, they found their ones. And with that, Rogue conceded half of the bottom floor. Leon, the only man left standing down there. And Cryin had to try and work his way back through, but excellent flank watch being set up by the DKB for FaZe to hold on. Now just 1 round behind Rogue.
I think at the beginning of the round there, the Rogue fans got very excited that things were going to landslide in their direction, but FaZe just providing a stark wake-up call to them that they are here to fight, and boy, are they capable of it. FaZe really turning that 1 round in the mid-round. You can see there, just at the 140 mark, getting those kills, throwing the diffuser down on the ground and saying, we are going nowhere.
Well, we go to Gym and Bedroom. I spoke about the change in preference for a number of teams that don't tend to start in Cash and CC. For some, they even start in the very first round on Gym and Bedroom. So what we're going to see here is this extended hold out towards the east side of the map. A couple of Rogue players should play out there. Their whole goal being to slow down the attackers. Don't give them easy access to large parts of the map. Force them to fight for the Cash and CC, then construction, and then think about the site itself.
Here comes Astro on the Montagna. We saw Leon bringing it on the attack for Rogue, and you know, we often look at this operator and we say when teams know that it's going to be a difficult nut to crack, you'll bring along the shield. The LATAM teams are absolutely no strangers whatsoever to the shield operators, and boy, are they capable with them. So Rogue, I hope they've got a plan, because if not, this Monty is likely to bully them all around the top floor.
The Monty doesn't scare me in isolation. Since we've had the changes come through to Monty, he is easier to stagger and therefore take out. The danger comes when he's paired up with something like the Finker, who can help him get that health back and juice up even more, alongside the Ying, who brings those Candelas, those smokes, of which they have 4 on side. That's a lot of utility to bring along to an execute. If you can plant in behind that Monty, that's a dream.
Kanto just watching the cams there. He's got a good one in position that's just going to give him the locations. A couple of those attackers looking to get themselves inside. FaZe not really established too deep yet. Souls is doing a little bit of work on the far side. They've got the hot tub wall open, and they've at least got access to site here. Astro's just going to be feeding information in. Not likely to overextend himself just yet, I don't think. Spoit is down, and that is not a good start. I don't think he's got a salvation station near him. It's not going to matter as Cameraman goes in and finishes him off, but Kanto fights back, trade for trade here, as we find ourselves now in a 4v2 after the kill comes in from Souls. It's not looking good for Rogue, Des, as FaZe are just hitting the accelerator right now. Deepek trying to hold on, but shut down in the corner of Master Bedroom. It's a good night from FaZe, and they level things up 4-4.
A quad kill for Cyber in the round as well. Absolute demon. And Rogue, I think at this point, you've got to be calling in that timeout, because that's 2 rounds in a row that they have just rushed your socks off and you did not have a response. And what I love is even when Rogue are hitting them on the flank like Kanto was from main stairs there, 2 seconds later there is a FaZe player right behind him picking up the trade. Just excellent coordination from FaZe, really showing their prowess on attack here and bullying Rogue around with that Monty. Not even with the Monty being up in their face, but just the attention soak that it's providing.
Worth remembering, Des, that in this game now, I mean, we stand at 4-4. We've got a potential of 4 more rounds to come in regulation time, and I'm not even going to whisper the word that might follow. We'll see what happens. I don't want to be the one. I'm not going to abuse my caster curse power there. We'll just see what happens. But it's worth remembering that these players have been playing for just coming up to the 5-hour mark now. This is a serious test of stamina.
5.5 at this point, Tim. We're at 20 past 10 now.
Yep.
5 seconds left.
It's a lot of siege. Well, I'm sure many would tell you they've had ranked sessions longer than that.
I'm sure many have.
Not quite the same table stakes, won't lie.
I know that's a short rank session for Fresh.
Demon on his 13-hour ranky sessions, you know what he's like.
Deepak just getting the cams out in the map then as the Valkyrie. Kanto just setting up those vertical holes, trying to watch onto stock doors particularly, and just prevent any push coming in from underneath. Just make it difficult once again. Church and Arsenal, but it's all about holding the top floor for as long as possible.
The more time he can waste here, the better, obviously, but I think Bullet knows he's laid down here. This is the danger, which means the nade will come flying in at any moment's notice.
It will be as easy as that if they do know that he's there. That's the question. Bullet just moving his drone away, which suggests maybe not. There you go. That's going to tell him everything he needs to know. You can see him backing away from the door. So Crying just able to survive. Nitro going to do absolutely nothing there as Bullet has dipped himself back to safety. But Crying still doing a good job there. It doesn't matter that he's not had that contact. He's burnt a minute.
That's the most important part. Nades from below from Cyber looking to come upwards here. Oh, so well placed, but just not quite deep enough. Crying gets away with a small scratch.
Just reading the movement of the man there, and it just goes to show how well these players know the maps, know the routes, know where players will maneuver to. Kanto going to drop himself back down. Cameraman finds Crying up on that top floor, and that should be very close to map control gained for FaZe.
To some level, there's still 1 or 2 playing upstairs. Now with Leon going down, now we can start talking about map control, Tim. You've got 2 FaZe players coming up blue as well, as Rogue all move their way back down the main stairs, different sides of the map in their control, and through they go. They're inside the site. Cyber's down to a slither. C4 comes through, but not going to be able to find anyone. LMGs rattle away, but Deepak off to from deep side finds one.
Important kill once again from Deepak. He's had so many tonight, and that will be another, and another. 1, 2, 3, as easy as ABC for Deepak, as he down to 4th, and their kill comes in from Kanto. It's 3 versus 1 now for Rogue. 1 minute left to go, as Cameraman, he's got an awful lot of work ahead of him here. He's 1 versus 3 and just trying to find anything at the minute on the Dokkaebi. Doesn't really have the weapon for it with the marksman rifle. A lower rate of fire, and he tries to challenge, but shut down by Deepak, who had a huge round.
Biggie goddamn T does it again. Several rounds this game, just picking up these big 4Ks. FaZe a bit rattled. Take themselves a tactical timeout. They're down by just a round. But that means Rogue are 1 step closer, 2 rounds away from taking that major title.
You say that FaZe may be a little bit rattled there. I think it's probably fair to say the same of Rogue. I would be very surprised if either of these teams are feeling particularly composed at the minute, Des. They are just fighting on instinct right now. Focus, concentration must all be very difficult.
We're seeing all those little mistakes that are being made as well. It's like you say, I think a lot of emotions taking over now.
Yeah, 100%.
Your logical brain's been parked somewhat. You're exhausted. You've been playing for 5.5 hours in a really intense live environment. It's going to take the energy out of you. And this is where you really see what the players have got up their sleeve, what they're really made of in games like this.
Oh, this is where heroes are made. There's no 2 ways about it. One way or another, one of these teams is going to walk away with a truly legendary victory that will be remembered for a long, long time to come.
So excited, Tim. So excited.
Can I say I'm on the edge of my seat yet?
We haven't got seats.
I'm still on the edge of it.
Metaphorically on the edge of your seat.
Metaphorically on the edge of my seat.
We'll go with it, we'll go with it. And after a big 4K round, Biggie T gets tossed back onto playing the Echo here. Bringing on those Yokais that was banned away from him on Bank. Going to be used, I imagine, in a somewhat similar capacity to support the roamers on his team, likely out in the extended hold, but also to feed some information down below as well.
Going to be gym and bedroom then. We slow things down a little bit as we head into the action phase. There's a lot of talking will be going on between the teams at this point, just trying to make sure that they're on the same page, that those mistakes don't creep in. Nobody wants to be falling foul of giving anything away at this point in time. Crying's going to be trying to hold on to that catwalk maybe for a little bit. He's just cautious about his movement across after putting that frost mat down. I don't think he'll stick out there too heavily.
Kanto's working his way down through basement, just being a bit of a snake. 2 floors away from the actual action itself. One of those Yokais, by the way, was set up inside of site. It's in gym. This one being used a bit more liberally. We saw this a lot from Deepak before, where he'd take it outside the hatch, toss it up in the air, feed all the information on what's going on around him, and then get back inside the building. That 10 seconds is a very kind amount of time to make use of those cameras on the outside.
I mean, it seems, you know, it seems a while ago now, but it was only recently that we saw Spoit hitting the nitro shot yesterday on the back of that cam going outside. It shows the value that they can have. Astro, he's up on the top, on the rooftop with a lot of the other members of FaZe. 1 minute into the round, and they're just trying to soften things up on that east side, I think. They haven't opened the wall yet, so maybe not too much pressure coming into Cash and CCTV, but Deepek's going to have to be moved here as the wall is opened. He's in his drone, so might not know immediately. He needs to have that information fed in because he's a sitting duck right now.
I think they're doing exactly the same thing that Rogue did to them, which is to split the map in half a bit and try and find some freebies. They've found one. Deepek is sat in the wrong place on cams and gets picked up for free in construction. It's all falling apart for Rogue here in round 10. They've already lost 3. Bullet is down on the deck, but can get juiced up by Cyber in a couple of seconds.
Just a bit of a lack of knowledge on the side of Rogue there, not knowing that Deepek had been left unprotected. Bullet does get caught out by that frost trap, likely in his ADS, as he came up to the top of garage expecting to be challenged and just doesn't see it. The drop comes in. Astro somehow wins out against Kanto Raketti, leaving Spoit as the last man alive. 1 versus 5. It's been a fantastic stage for him, ending in an awesome major performance, but his team need him desperately now. He manages to down 1, but this is difficulty on Max's Souls. Finds the final kill, and that takes us to 5-5, and we're going to get all 12 rounds of regulation.
Not again, surely. Cannot stop. Just seeing these maps go this deep as well. No 7-1s, no 7-2s. It's just been a straight shootout the whole way through. A round after FaZe's tactical timeout, Rogue do exactly the same. They've got 2 defenses to make this work, and given how that first half went, 4-2 to Rogue on the attacking side. FaZe currently have 3. Rogue have the 1 defense. 1 more apiece each. At the very least, we guarantee overtime is coming.
Tactical timeout after the last round was FaZe's. They were able to get in and win round 10. Tactical timeout now taken by Rogue, and they're going to be looking to return the favour, get in and win round 11. Not sure exactly where the defensive site is going to be yet for Rogue, but it ain't looking good, Des. They've only won 1. They've won down in Church and Arsenal, and even then FaZe have had a successful attack down there.
Yep.
It's going to be very difficult for Rogue at the minute to feel confident on any site here, and they're going to bar and stage.
Okay. There's a lot of information in this lineup. You don't normally see all 3 operators together. Echo, Valkyrie, and Maestro coming in as their lineup. So they can't say they've ever feel short or blindsided by anything coming in from the attackers. They should have full knowledge of this from start through to finish. The FaZe equally starting to ramp their way through here for what looked really rough at a 4-2. They found again 3 out of the last 4 rounds and keep that momentum moving forwards.
Maestro Cam's just getting dished out inside a site there, looking to have a bit of overwatch on stage in the default plant spot just inside of the stock wall. It'll be interesting to see which side FaZe push from, because when they were defending, they weren't really defending too heavily. They were trying to force Rogue towards a plant deeper inside. They were having a presence in and around stock, making it difficult for them to think about playing onto the stage. So it'll be interesting to see exactly which side FaZe push from here, whether they will go for that standard stage push or whether they're going to look more towards strip.
Just want to give a shout out to the backroom staff from Rogue as well, by the way. I was stood with them yesterday while they were watching their game, and their hearts were in their mouths the entire time. I can only imagine what it's like now that you're on map 5, guaranteed to see all 12. Would not want to be them right now, or any of the Rogue players, in all truth. FaZe starting to work their way in through Catwalk. They've got themselves the drones coming in, so Crying knows they'll be hunted down here. Does have a bit of support coming in from Kanto, but Kanto has pieced out back towards gym and bedroom. Crying can try and play his life here if he wants, but we've seen FaZe be very adept at collapsing onto him quite easily.
Cyber's just gone in quite aggressively there to blue area on the Finker. He's just, I'm not sure if he's pushing up the stairs or just looking to get alongside that top floor push. He's not. Timing. He's playing inside a stock, and he's going to hit a nice bounce off the wall to take Crying down from underneath with a nade.
So I could keep on saying, Crying's kind of overplaying his life a little bit, I think. Kanto had the right idea, getting out of dodge, but may well find himself being hunted down in just a minute. Spoit's now looking to retake that ground, supported by Yokai's. The drone coming out and sees it for free as well, but this challenge is going to be so interesting. The wall being opened up inside of construction as well, giving them a direct line of sight straight through in towards site itself. It also opens it up for Rogue to be able to challenge back through.
just going to have to reposition that Whammy magnet there. Kanto just wanting to avoid throwables coming in from construction, but FaZe are feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident here as the push keeps on going. Osa just going to be taking a little bit of a tickle of damage there, but Astro isn't going to mind whatsoever. The push can continue, keep feeding that information in. He just wants to know where the players are in and around bar. Kanto is the only top 4 presence, but Spoit, he races up the stairs to join him to try and keep holding on and keep challenging into construction.
They want that construction hatch so bad. Down goes Souls, who was outside on drones himself. But between the two of them, there's 3 drones from the attackers set up inside of construction. They will see every movement that you make, and that is the danger. But Kanto gets one back onto Bullet. Surely FaZe don't let this one slip. They were looking so good.
Spoit's position is absolutely huge at the minute because FaZe, they are potentially going to do one of 2 things. Either move into construction to try and challenge Kanto or try and get the diffuser down on the ground on stage. And whichever one it is, Spoit should be in a position to do something about it. Astro, he's going to put out the smoke canisters there. The shields are down. The plant is potentially going to be attempted. The utility is in place.
Top floor.
But Rogue have an opportunity to deny it.
They've got a yokai on the stage as well in the middle of all the smoke. They see absolutely everything. It gets shot out, but they can retake top floor at this point, Tim. They go for the spray through the ceiling. Cameraman takes some damage. The vertical control! The angel of death that is Kanto finds Cameraman, and Cyber is left in a 1v3. There's no time left for him to win this one out. Rogue are going to be a single round away from being able to win the major.
That is a huge round for Rogue. Not only does it give them a map, a series, a championship point opportunity, but it also guarantees them overtime as an absolute minimum, Des. They are going to have more than one opportunity to win this thing on home soil.
No overtime, boys. Don't do it to our poor aching hearts. Close it out now, 7-5, and see this job done. FaZe, though, have looked pretty ruthless at points throughout this map. Remember the first 2 attacks, how fast and how hard they hit Rogue. Rogue have got a bit of learning to do, I think, based on those earlier rounds, because it was on this very site of Church and Arsenal where FaZe slapped them silly. Got to see some growth across those last 6 rounds.
Our final round potentially is coming up. It's round 12. It's the last of regulation. If FaZe win here, we head into overtime. If Rogue win, they will be your Berlin major champions. But there is 3 minutes between us and that decision. The site is going to be Church and Arsenal. We've seen Rogue lose it. We've seen Rogue win it.
That might just be the loudest I think I've heard them all event. My ears are covered and they're still aching.
Exactly that. I'm struggling to hear myself, struggling to hear you. The support has been absolutely phenomenal. Once again, we will say that. Cyber, he's going to be looking for that initial push towards blue as he did last time. Crying, avoiding the damage. Nitro comes out. It's not going to reach a Cyber. Plenty of experience down there, just dipping himself far enough from the window. Sees the Warden, might just go for the challenge onto blue door.
I feel like he's expecting a swing from Crying, and again, this is what this meta is all about in Siege at the minute, is challenging every single spot of the map. Don't give them anything for free, and they're doing a great job of it so far. Crying supported by some mute jammers here as well, able to dart his way back and forth, unseen for the most part, but he knows that FaZe have had his number for so many rounds in a row that he's got to be careful, and once again they have it. Comes out for the swing, can't find the kill. Somehow gets away inside of stock as well. What the hell is that?
Crying has got away scot-free there. Takes a little bit of damage, but cannot complain, given the situation that he was in and wasting the first minute of the round. Cyber working quickly across the top floor now. FaZe are fine for time here, not a problem whatsoever. What they need to do is make sure that they don't lose any lives on this clearance.
They want to get re-challenged here as well, because for Rogue, they've got away pretty scot-free there. Again, a small chip on towards Crying is all they really took it damage-wise on the road map, but waited about a minute and a half. Cyber drops down and Leon finds one. Just 4 more to go, boys, and the major is yours.
Panic stations for FaZe now as they know that they've got somebody in amongst them, and that is a problem. Astro knows he's in stock, though, probably wins this challenge, but somehow Leon manages to keep fighting. He takes some damage, but so does Astro. Bullet taking damage as well here, and this is not looking good for FaZe as Leon gets 2 before being eventually traded out.
Still 3 more left standing, though. We've seen FaZe pull these kind of rounds back, but if you're a Rogue fan, you're starting to believe. They've got 1 more C4 left.
There's another kill coming in this time for Cameraman. Onto Canto Ricchetti. 53 seconds left to go, and FaZe can continue their push now. 3v3. As you say, they're working down blue. We just see the Inox being jammed out by the mute jammer. Spoit, he's watching the angle onto blue there, just trying to hold this down with the DMR. Arune just waiting for the moment. If the feet come across, you know that Spoit is going to take the shots.
Last time they came down here, Deepek picked up his 4K. Cameraman steps in through the cover of a smoke and has got his way down long. They're on the step through. It's a 1-for-1. Deepek's down to a slither of HP. Finished off. It's Spoit that stands between FaZe and a chance to stay in this game. They've got the angle held. The plan is going down. Astro on a slither of HP. Spoit comes through, but finished off. We're going through to overtime, Tim.
In map 5 of the Berlin Major, Des, we are going to overtime. We're going to see the whole thing here, and this must be taking its toll on the players right now. The tension is at an all-time high. It's 6-6. Everything that has gone before, Des, as unbelievable as it has been, counts now for nothing. It comes down to these final rounds. It is absolutely dead square after 5 maps.
My heart is thumping through my chest right now. This is too much.
It really is.
Too much. Now, to be the downer for a second on this one, Tim, Rogue start on the defense. That is not the side that we have seen succeed so far on this map. 4-2 has been the split. They head back down into the basement, where, yes, there was a good start in Rome coming out from the side of Rogue, Crying especially, keeping himself alive and very mobile on the Warden, supported by those mute jammers. I've no doubt they'll go for a similar sort of thing again, and Spoit here chooses this of all rounds to bring out the Capcan. Bold choice.
The thing is, at this point in the day, it's probably not actually that bad a choice, because we've said, you know, these players are tired. The focus could potentially be slipping at this stage. Get the Capcan in. Get the explosive traps on the doorways, you know, give them something extra to think about, extra to look for, burn down that mentality, burn down that focus.
They are playing on the upstairs, at least Kanto was. A couple of holes opened up inside the kitchen so they can protect that hatch from above if they're able to hold it. But again, knowing the attention that's coming from FaZe, I really doubt that will be the case. Maybe Crying can fall back from playing top red to get himself inside of Logi and look to contest down below. But of course, there's no Habana on side, but we're looking in towards the hard breach gadgets from the Fuse, or those exothermics from the Thermite.
Here we go. We're into the action phase. There's good and proper Spoit. He's going to open things up with a headshot onto Cyber. Big start for Rogue. Not only does he bring the explosive traps, but he brings the explosive opening, Des.
It's a beautiful man to find as well. Cyber, again, has been an absolute demon throughout the series. Astro's coming in for Crying. Does Crying know about it coming up behind him?
He does.
I'm not sure he does. Yes, he does. It's 2 kills going the way of Rogue. They're in a 5 versus 2, Tim, and this is going to crack that trend we've seen of defense falling apart.
It really is, and the big thing here for Rogue is that they've got the defense to come next, Des. They could well take the first 2 rounds and just win this straight off the bat. Bullet holding a long angle there. The silhouette moves, but it's behind the hard wall. There's nothing that Bullet can do about that. Cameraman, he has to try something, but that's going to be number 3 for Spoit in the round. He is activating at just the right time.
When they need him most, that was when he chose to show his true face. A big 3K in the round could yet become a 4. Bullet, a fantastic couple of maps earlier on in the series, but here, a little bit dry on kills himself, a nade in hand, but coming up against these mirrors is proving to be a nightmare. A great flick onto Kanto, but 4 more to find inside 60 seconds.
And the thing is, Rogue, they're just going to play this deep. You can see it happening already. Sitting off to the right, using the mirror window, just looking for that information. They knew that another grenade was going to come in to try and clear out any defenders behind it. Breaks it so they can't use that anymore. But there's nowhere else for Bullet to go, realistically. He just needs to keep challenging. Can he find the man inside of Moto? Rogue, you don't need to be peeking. Spoit, he gets down now. 3 versus 1 effectively. 30 seconds left to go. There is time for Bullet here potentially, but he needs to get moving, finds that kill, finishes it off. But Rogue, they are just going to sit and hold their line.
It's what they can do here. He's got to come in through a single doorway. I mean, he's a sledge. You can smash something else out, but the single door will most likely be where he goes. They'll hear him otherwise. They haven't got to go for big swings here, but they put him down to about 40 HP. They can try and look for the last, but there's no way he can close this round out. One more bullet is enough to put Bullet in the grave. Rogue, one more round away once again.
Here comes another championship point opportunity for Rogue to close this one out. It is now 7-6 in overtime. They just need one more round. Unbelievable scenes here in Berlin, Des. Unbelievable scenes.
For 10:30 at night as well. Now, there was a young lady on camera a second ago that is affiliated with Rogue who I think reflected how many of us feel. Head in hands, not quite sure what's coming next.
Unable to watch.
Nah, Amy, I saw you then, don't worry. So I'm stood here on desk and even I'm struggling for words half the time, it feels like, to just know what to expect next. Do FaZe Clan hold on and defend? Do they defy expectations, or do Rogue hit them with something special on the attacking side and get this done and dusted in 14?
The ones that have been hit with something special, Des, are every one of us watching this game, because what a spectacle it has been, whether it comes to an end now or whether we have one more round after this. Either way, this will go down as one of the greatest matches in Siege history. These two have given absolutely everything.
I can't take anything away from either team. Whoever walks away the winner or the loser, this has been a real battle of champions. The number of OTs that we've seen, the fact that it's taken all 5, the way they've played throughout the competition. It's been a miraculous story for both, and as we've already said, history will be made. Kanto, a 2-time winner, or all of FaZe, a 2-time winner. Leon breaking that curse on his birthday of always falling short in semi-finals, except for Allied and DreamHack Valencia 2018. And for Spoit, his first ever showing in Stage 2 at pro level, to then go to a major and win it. I think you struggle to find anyone that will top that if they can do it here in round 14.
That's it. I think that's an accomplishment that will never be repeated, or I would be surprised to see it happen. It's just been unbelievable. Nade being thrown in from Spoit, looking to clear out that utility inside a site. The attack is going to be coming onto Gym and Bedroom. We're going to have a little bit of work here from Deepak just to open up this wall. First one goes off to the left-hand side, and then the mute jammer can be cleared off later, and we see the second go. The bathroom has been completely reinforced here, and this is going to be a cagey round.
Cyber is so close here. Does he know where to look? He sees 2. Doesn't quite know which one to shoot for, but now they know that he's trying to get cheeky. He's going to have to back away for a quick second before the next swing comes through. And there we go. It's a wonderful 2 versus 1, and Diffuser is down on the breach as well, Tim.
Well played from FaZe. They knew exactly what was going on. Rogue didn't really recognise that they were being pinched out on either side, and Soul's just keeping his position under wraps enough. There goes Bullet onto Crying. There goes Cameraman and Astro. This, it looks like we are going to have one more, as FaZe have fought back fantastically on the defence. Here goes Deepak. Maybe one more time. Maybe, just maybe, he can keep the dream alive.
This would be something miraculous if he can pull off a 1 versus 5. FaZe have crushed Rogue in this round, but he's got 45 seconds with which to play. Does not have the diffuser. That is down inside a construction, so he's got to find his kills. At the minute, they are all very isolated. He looks in towards bathroom, but Astro finds him. Tim, we're going all the way. The very last round. We joked about this at the start of the series, yet here we are.
This is not our first time with FaZe. We must remember, Des, this is bringing back memories of the Sweden major of FaZe versus Damwon Kia of round 15, map 3, where it went to a 1v1 between Souls and Rin. I'm not sure I can handle this coming down to a 1v1.
Can anyone? Rogue putting their eggs in the bar and stage basket. Once again leaning in towards that triple Intel operator setup of the Maestro, the Valkyrie, and the Echo. Someone's got to be a hero here for one of these teams. And I can't tell you right now, looking at any of the 10 players in the server, which one it's going to be.
Here we go then. 7-0 on the scoreboard. It comes down to this round. FaZe versus Rogue on Clubhouse has gone the distance. It's going to be a Barton stage hold coming in from Rogue.
As they set up upstairs. Just imagine having played for 5.5, 6-ish hours, and all that matters at the very end of the day is one single round. That is what it has come down to. Forget anything that's come before, anything else that has happened. No matter how many kills you found yourself picking up throughout this series, these next 5 kills that you could find in this round are the most important you will ever pick up in your career.
Well, we've seen a very large majority of the rounds available, and we might just, well, we are going to see a winner here and now. Out goes the Echo drone, maybe one last time, just to catch those players up on the top of the roof so they know where the push is going to be coming from. FaZe, it's up to them, the onus is on them as the attackers to get this underway.
Sol's not quite showing the same skill with the drones as Deepek was. Catches it on the drone hole, taken out for free by Leon. They're only down 3 drones in the round itself, but a big Jacuzzi side focus coming out for FaZe here as they get that Jacuzzi breach opened up and could now look to rotate themselves away.
They could. Cyber pushing forward. Looking to get that nade out. There's somebody on the main stairs. It's going to catch him. No, Leon, he manages to escape. He's coming back for more. Can he take a bite? No, he overextends. Cyber shuts him down. But Kanto's there with a double.
That's what you're looking for. 3 left standing, but let's not get overexcited because there's always this possibility that Astro, who was 2-7 earlier in this game, has bounced his way back to 9-9. He can still be the judgment maker here.
A little bit of top floor control has been gained for FaZe, so they can start working towards site. But Rogue have got the strip side hold, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you can see the man right out there. That's almost certainly going to be Deepek on the Echo, waiting to spoil the party with the Yokai drones.
Just playing on that vertical. Surely not as a drop execute. You got crying out towards Garage, it's worth mentioning. He's a mile away from the action at this point. But FaZe have no idea. Can he work his way up through catwalk maybe, or red stairs, and get himself involved on the top floor?
Continue to work those vertical angles, looking to soften things up here, FaZe, but there's going to come a point where they have to go, Des. They can't keep doing this for the entire remainder of the round. 50 seconds left of the Berlin Major here for us to decide who is going to be the winner. Astro drops down. He's looking to pressure from chains. He wants to try and hold down the bottom of main stairs. We know how important a position it is. Deepek, he, as predicted, is just out there cycling those cams, trying to feed the information, trying to get that last glimpse that is going to help Rogue over the line.
Surely not that Yokai being the big disruptor here in the last 30. FaZe dropping down, converging on the ground floor. Kitchen hallway is theirs as a Yokai blast comes out. Spoit thought about a swing but changed his mind at the last second. And Astro expects on the downstairs. Last 15, it's literally now or never. Spoit finds 1, 2 left standing. The plan's got to get stuck. They find the down as well. Yesterday they took the crown from LA. Today they take the kingdom from Latam. You are your Berlin Major champions.
Forget FaZe, who have played their part here in Berlin, Des. That came right down to the wire. It doesn't come closer. A Yokai stun to win the championship for Rogue, your EU winners at the Berlin Major.
You beautiful, beautiful buggers.
Look at the crowd. This is just... it makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, Des. This is what esports is all about.
MVP, Deepek.
What a performance from all of the Rogue players tonight. But Deepek, a number of times, has had such important kills to keep them in it. It's been unreal. The composure these players have shown has been fantastic. And again, FaZe have played an amazing part in this, and they deserve plaudits as well, because they only fell a fraction short.
That's being Tim done here. But I think it's about time we throw down to Ian on the stage to speak to your Berlin Major champion winners.
Theatre in Berlin just exploded! It couldn't have gone more to the wire. And I can confirm right now that Rogue is making their way to this stage right now. So let them hear you.
I told you we're winning this! EU on top! Let's go!
What has it been? 7 years. 7 years. And here we are. Oh my God! Let's go! Let's fucking go! Guys. Can you guys sing a song for me? Oh, canto rocketti. Oh, canto rocketti. Oh, canto.
I'm fucking back, baby. 0 scrims, by the way.
You know what you are, right? Right now. You've made history.
Oh, have I? Oh.
You know what?
Why?
2-time. First ever 2-time major champion standing right here to my right. Right, you're in your socks. Listen, Leon, you've been standing here up on that stage. You said a lot. You promised a lot. You delivered. You've got to give it up to FaZe Clan. They took it all the way.
Yeah, props to FaZe, you know. Tough fucking game. Tough game. You know, 8-7 on 3 maps. Either way could have gone to either one of us. I'm just happy I got my revenge.
There's so much to talk about. I mean, I'm really disappointed that Cryin hasn't taken his top off yet, because I was thinking that might happen, but I think, I'm kidding. I mean, I didn't see it. Okay, hold on, Spoit. You are 18 years old. I just want you to talk. Look out at this crowd who all absolutely adore you. You've been on the royal road to this very moment. I just want you to talk through your emotions right now.
This is absolutely crazy. I don't know what to say. I'm actually lost for words. First ever event for me. First ever esports event, and I actually managed to win it.
All right. EU, well and truly on top right now. Right in the center there. If you gather round, are you ready for the big moment, guys? Everybody get ready. Oh, hold on.
On Leon's birthday as well. This is absolutely insane.
For sure. All right, get round. Get in position. Ladies and gentlemen, your Rainbow Six Berlin Major Champions, it's Rogue! Right, listen. Just give me 1 second. I just need to come off the stage for 1 second and grab something from
Where are you
around this
going?
corner.
Where is he?
It is.
Oh, going to get something.
Oh, I know what he's getting.
There
I know what he's getting.
What is he getting?
He's getting something from Leon. It's literally,
yes.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait, guys.
can we get a little song for Mr. Leon, please? Because it's his birthday, and of course, we have to celebrate it properly. So, Leon, happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leon. Happy birthday to you.
What did you wish for?
Win the major, baby.
And you did it. Congratulations once again to Rogue. Gotta find somewhere to put these donuts. We'll tuck into them as a team later on, I imagine, if Leon lets us. I just want to give a massive thank you to every single one of you in this crowd. First time in a long time, EU Major. Make some noise for yourselves! Now, I'm very new to this entire scene, but as you can see, there's some absolute legends, Siege royalty standing behind me who make this entire thing possible. And I know that each and every one of them have a little thing they would like to say. So I've got a mic. If you don't have one, come and take it off me. Who wants to go first? Jesse.
Bit of a hot seat, eh? Listen, it's been an iconic major. So many records have been broken. EU on top!
Am I allowed to sing?
Yes!
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
He's earned it!
I know it. All right, is everyone ready?
Go!
Oh, Meepy, do you know what it's worth? D-Bag is the best on earth. He plays support. That's just what Rogue need. He won Rogue the major trophy.
I can't believe that.
And me and Leon, we're going to have pink hair because they won the trophy.
All right, sure.
God damn it.
I got it.
Panto, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. Come on. Hey! Good fucking shit, man. Yeah. Your dream sport, yeah, let's go, man. You fucking did it. You did it, man. You did it. Insane. I love you, T-Pain. Maybe. So much history. So much history. Congrats, man. You're also pretty good.
Where? Des, Tim.
I'm in,
Do we think that Des and Tim did a fantastic job with that grand final, right?
I'll keep it fairly short because my voice is probably going to go any second now thanks to these two amazing teams. But genuinely, I think, I speak for myself and everybody here when I say that all of this is built because of you guys. You do it, turning out like you have, the noise, the passion, the atmosphere. So thank you all. Thank you.
I don't really have tons to say. Just one thing that I screamed a few times in that cast I've got to do one more time. Big E.T.!
Just briefly, do you guys want to be part of an iconic photograph right now? I've just been asked, can everybody put a light up in the air right now so we can get something really special with the Rogue team? I mean, look at this. With this team looking back at the camera, lights in the air. And feel free to get loud, everybody. All right, now I've been told that we need to start to wrap this up. So, of course, Milos, the illustrious host, right?
It's two of us.
Should we say goodbye together?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
All right. Look at that. It's a beautiful sight to see Europe back on top.
Yeah.
High copium, but we got it through. And you know the one thing more beautiful than all of this is you, Ian. Thank you very much. Thank you, Berlin!
Good night!
Thank you, the team! We love you! Good night!
Let me take you back to May 29th.